You know, ever since I was a child, I always loved and feared dinosaurs, and Jurassic Park was the spark that lit both of those in my young mind. When I was around 6 years old, I walked in on my parents watching Jurassic Park during the infamous T-Rex escape scene, and it borderline traumatized me. I had nightmares of this behemoth of a T-Rex towering over me, and seeing it attack kids my age? That certainly didn't help. Growing up with this fear in mind only grew into a love for dinosaurs more than the usual dinosaur kid you knew growing up. This doesn't mean I plan on becoming an archaeologist, but I just had the desire to see a dinosaur in person and know more about them. Now, if you look at the rest of my YouTube channel, you may see that I also have a huge love for video games and have always desired to play a great Jurassic Park game. Now, while there are some great Jurassic Park games out there, it appears developers are missing what people love about the series and instead tend to make generic games with Jurassic Park branding and throw some dinosaurs in the mix. There are a few exceptions to this, and I'll touch on them as I go, but let's work our way up to what games have done wrong by starting with what's been done right. First off is scale. In every game that can be found to date that is a full-on video game and not just for educational purposes, the dinosaurs feel threatening and pose a serious danger. This factor should never be removed, as that would ruin the atmosphere and immersion into the game. Another thing done correctly is that most games try their best to keep the continuity of the movies intact, and they don't throw random creatures that haven't been established and haven't been shown being made in the first place. In fact, 2 games are even canon to the overall story of the series. Now, there are individual games that have done the movies better, such as Jurassic World Evolution, which grabs the original voice actors, all except Chris Pratt.
Whatever the reason, this need to somehow have mastery over dinosaurs, this is our mistake. We need their trust. Turning them on each other isn't going to get us there.
And even paying homage to the movies with each dinosaur released. If I rated Jurassic World Evolution as a Jurassic Park game, it would be a 10 out of 10, no question about it. However, if we compare it to other Tycoon games of its type, the game is missing large amounts of customization that Roller Coaster Tycoon has mastered, and Evolution could definitely learn a thing or two from. Fans will always compare Jurassic Park Evolution to Operation Genesis, which that game itself has a few flaws, and I don't think it aged particularly well. Now onto the biggest flaw of almost every game made for Jurassic Park. Nearly all of them are action games where you shoot the dinosaurs. I don't get it. There are only 2 guns used in the first film. One that Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler traded between each other, and one, of course, Robert Muldoon, the clever girl hunter. Now, the second movie, many people have guns, and do you know what they all have in common? They're all the frickin' villains of the movie, except for Eddie, who was mostly terrified of dinosaurs and brought a tranquilizer gun just for protection. Meaning, if one came to kill him, he wouldn't even kill it in self-defense. I'm not saying guns are bad, but they don't belong in Jurassic Park. Now, if I had any say in the matter, I would make a Jurassic Park game be 100% survival horror. Inspired by Eric's ability to survive on the dino-infested island from Jurassic Park 3, the goal of the game is to survive the journey to an abandoned facility, locate power, and radio for help, then meet the army at the rendezvous. Simple, but it's literally the plot of Jurassic Park 3, except for the part where you're searching for the kid. So if it's good enough for a movie, it's good enough for a game. The more I discuss of what the ideal Jurassic Park game would be, the more I realize it would need to be nearly identical to the game Alien Isolation, but change the scenery to a jungle instead of a space station, and the alien would be replaced with the T-Rex, as they are both the iconic and well-known creatures of the series, and the humans and cyborgs would be replaced with passive and neutral type dinosaurs such as stegosaurs, triceratops, compies, stuff like that. There would be scripted sequences where you encounter the T-Rex, but most of the time it would just be there as a constant menace throughout the game. Now, this is a rough draft of a game idea, and I doubt anyone would make that concept a reality, but I know I'm not alone with these opinions, and there are true fans who put forth lots of effort to make as much of a serious Jurassic Park game as possible. This one fan completely recreated the T-Rex escape scene in Unity, which looks amazing and is apparently done by just one person. It's not much of a game as you can't do anything but die, but it is impressive nonetheless. Now there is another group who is attempting to make a one-for-one recreation of the park with a game called Jurassic Planet. It is currently in extremely early access and doesn't have a vast amount of support, but I think it will go somewhere. It also has a survival mode, which if they develop more into it, could be really fun, like a good little game mode, especially if they added multiplayer support for it. That'd be really fun. This fan-made game called Jurassic Explorer is fantastic, but could use some better gameplay updates as it has recreated scenes of Jurassic World rather well, but the game side has little more to do than walk around and play one finished arcade game so far. While all these fan games are nice, they all lack one huge thing in development: support. Without access to hundreds of workers that these AAA games have, games take forever to develop and have to cut serious corners to even get a working draft within a year. If any of these fan-made games appeared attractive to you, down in the description will be links to each game and they're all free to play. Please give some serious support to these talented workers, and thank you for supporting me by watching the video. I know this isn't my typical type of video, but if this does go well, I might make some more. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day/night. Peace out. So, hey, this is Sam, unfiltered and everything. My microphone will sound different. It's expected to. This message on the screen right here is something I found while I was getting game footage for this specific video. And it really touches on, like, this guy's talented and really deserves a lot of support. He worked his butt off for this game, and it shows. It's not quite there yet, but it really shows how much work he's putting in. So please give this guy some support. Alright, that's all. Peace out. Bye.